Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down the Nhl Dfs slate for Friday, April 21st. We got ourselves another 4-game slate here tonight, where I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and some of my favorite value plays, and then we'll wrap up today's video talking a little prize picks. With that being said, let's dive into my spreadsheet here. And we're going to kick things off here like we always do in the top left-hand corner with those highest implied game totals. Got one of these games here coming in with an implied total of 6.5 goals, one game at 6 goals even, one game at 5.5, and then one game at 5 goals even. And then take a look down here at the Vegas odds, where you can see the Bruins, Oilers, Islanders, and Stars are all favored to win here tonight. And then here's a schedule update to wrap up the week. Last NHL video here for this week, but I will be back at it on Monday. And don't forget, episode 2 of Mulligan Masters here drops this weekend. With that being said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight. Now, I don't know if Patrice Bergeron's going to play here in Game 3. Obviously missed the first 2 games and sounds like he's still questionable. Assuming he doesn't play, we'll see Zacha centering Marchand and DeBrusk. And while the Panthers have absolutely held their own so far in this series, this first line here for the Bruins was noticeably good in Game 2, especially Brad Marchand. But as a line, they actually had a Corsi percentage of 84%. They had 16 shots for and just 3 against. So again, played very well in that game. Very affordable here. And we saw a little mixture of power plays in Game 2. Marchand's going to play on the first one no matter what. DeBrusk has played on the number 1 power play for most of the year, but for sure him and Zacha are going to see time on the second power play, if not the first. And then with this next line stack here, obviously a tournament GPP target. I wouldn't want to play these guys in cash because the Islanders really haven't done a lot to be excited about so far in the playoffs. However, back at home here, down 0-2 in this series, this feels like a must-win game for them. And being that they are back at home, they're going to get the last change here tonight, which means this first line of Horvat, Lee, and Barzal should avoid the Stahl shutdown line for the most part. They're still going to match up against them every now and then, but it's not going to be like the first 2 games where Jordan Stahl was basically on the ice every single time these 3 stepped on the ice. So I like the correlation that these 3 offer, all up on the number 1 power play. Very affordable here, but again, tournament only, being that the Islanders, again, haven't been all that exciting so far. Now folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. And don't forget, I am running that Discord channel too, and if you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. Not only do we have a great group of people in there talking hockey, talking MLB, talking prize picks, but I'm also running an NHL jersey giveaway in there right now as well. That is set to be announced here this Sunday. So if you want to get in on that, you gotta join the Discord channel. Again, a link in the description below. And then once you go to my channels, you're gonna see a number of different sports. Towards the bottom, there's a giveaway channel where I list all the rules for that NHL jersey giveaway. Alright, now diving into some of my favorite individual plays here, we're going to kick it off with the forwards. First guy I got there is Leon Draisaitl of the Edmonton Oilers, who's been lights out so far in this series against the LA Kings. Leads the team with 3 goals, leads the team with 2 assists, second on the team in shot attempts, second on the team in shots on goal. Just playing really sound hockey right now. You could go with McDavid, but he's really expensive at $10.4K here tonight. I'll take the $2,000 in savings and go to the next best player who's not all that bad himself. And then on the other side of that game here, I like stacking up Adrian Kempe and Anze Kopitar together. Both these guys play on the first line in number 1 power play. Been very good in this series so far as well. Kempe's got 2 goals, 1 assist so far, 22 shot attempts, and 12 shots on net. That's only through 2 games. Kopitar's been very good himself, 1 goal, 3 assists, and both these guys have a Corsi percentage of around 60%, being in the offensive zone more than the defensive zone. So I like this series kind of in general here tonight. Implied total of 6.5. Definitely think we could see some goals, and I definitely want to be targeting these 2. And you could really mix them in with anyone on that number 1 power play, like a Drew Doughty, for example. I then got Sam Bennett there of the Florida Panthers, who made a huge impact in his first game back from injury. First game in this series, ended up scoring a goal, had 7 shots on net, 3 hits in that game. game. Actually led all the forwards in expected goals too. $5,200 here, really like the price. Really the only downfall with him is he plays on the number 2 power play and not the number 1 power play. But outside of that, really like the way he played in game 2. And now that Florida's back at home here tonight, they should have a little extra energy as well. And then speaking of guys who have made an impact in this series between the Bruins and Panthers, Tyler Bertuzzi's arguably been the best player for the Bruins so far through 2 games. 1 goal, 2 assists so far in this series, 6 shots on net with 3 in each game, hitting 13 and 17.1 DraftKings points. Certainly don't mind that considering the price. Playing on that second line right now with Krejci and Pasternak. Kind of don't mind targeting them here tonight as well. Really like the chemistry I've seen between those 3, and Bertuzzi's kind of mixed between the first and second power play. So again, considering the price here at $4,700, definitely don't mind going back to him. Now, moving over here to the defensemen, and when it comes to these 4 games here, the pricing for defensemen has been very reasonable so far. That didn't change here tonight. The most expensive guy is Brent Burns here at $5,600. So the 3 to 4K range, I believe, is offering the most value, but I have no problem spending up for guys like Burns and Montour, guys who are going to play 22 plus minutes here tonight, play on the number 1 power play, and have shown some really nice upside so far and really all year long. And then Evan Bouchard, I've talked about this for what seems like the past month. As long as he remains on the number 1 power play for Edmonton, which has been the best in the NHL all year long, I'm going to play him here at this price of $4,700. Hell, I'd play him at $5,500. Hopefully DraftKings doesn't do that. I like the 4K range, but ultimately someone I'm willing to go back to here again at this price. And then I got a handful of honorable mentions there again in the 2 to 4K range where I think there is some nice value. And then I got a couple of goaltenders there for you, but again, when it comes to this 4-game slate here, I truly believe that we could roster any one of the 8 goalies available through 2 games so far in the playoffs. We've seen each of them play well in at least one of the games. I liked Ilya Sorokin and Filip Gustavsson here tonight considering their prices and kind of the situation that they're in. For starters, Sorokin here, we talked about this. Islanders seems like a must-win game at home here tonight. I only have the stats pulled up here through 2021. But of 198 teams that have fallen down 0-3 in a series in the NHL playoff history, only 9 of those were able to force a Game 7. So it's not impossible, but it is very, very rare that teams come back from being down 0-3. So again, seems like a must-win here tonight for the Islanders. And for what it's worth, Sorokin was very good at home all year long. And then Filip Gustavsson there of the Minnesota Wild had a stellar performance in Game 1, but then was benched in Game 2 for Marc-Andre Fleury. Maybe he had a little nagging injury from Game 1. Maybe he was just exhausted from Game 1. I guess that could make sense, but he should be well rested here for Game 3 with Minnesota back at home. And as always, going to wrap up the spreadsheet here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. First guy I got there is Wyatt Johnston of the Dallas Stars. Honestly, wouldn't mind going back to that second line for Dallas, which has been very good so far in this series. But I ultimately went with Johnston here to highlight him at $3,900 because he's been good himself. And although he has just 1 assist so far in this series, he's got 12 shots on net. And in his last 4 games, just crushing value when it comes to DraftKings points, hitting 10, 14.8, 18.1, and 27.5 DraftKings points over his last 4. Now, the other side of that game here, like Marcus Johansson and Freddie Gaudreau. Johansson finished the regular season on a really good note. 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points in his last 10 games, and has made some noise here so far in this series with 1 goal, 8 shots on net, hitting double-digit DraftKings points himself in each of those games. And then Freddie Gaudreau, really nice goal in Game 2. He can tend to do that from time to time. Plays on the 3rd line in number 2 power play. 4 goals in his last 6 games here, but he's hit 11 plus DraftKings points in 5 of his last 6. Definitely someone who can rack up DraftKings points in a number of different ways, including block shots. And then to wrap up this video here, want to talk a little prize picks with you guys. Look, everyone, lines are tight here in playoffs. I think we've all realized that here within the first week already. But what I wanted to do here is really kind of just promote the Discord channel. Yes, it's kind of promoting my Discord channel, but honestly, everyone, it's a great group of people, and they're not only posting their picks, helping give each other advice, talking NHL, talking MLB, trying to really talk multiple sports in there. It's just been steadily growing over time. So yeah, I'm going to go through here today, do my research like I always do. I'll let you know my final picks in a comment below on this video, but just know there's a lot more noise, a lot more picks, and just a lot more fun going on in the Discord channel. So again, if you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. Now, if you have not signed up for Prizepicks yet, I got a promo code that you should definitely take advantage of as well. When you're signing up, use my promo code GRIFF, GRIFF, and Prizepicks is going to give you all the way up to a $100 match deposit. The nice thing here is you don't have to put $100 in either. You could put in 50, they'll match that 50. You want to put in 20, they'll match that 20. Again, they'll match anything up to $100 as long as you're using my promo code GRIFF, GRIFF, upon signing up. Alright everyone, that's going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 4-game slate. In the meantime, I'm out of here.